Welcome to season 5, episode 8 of the Film Bros Century podcast. I am Tim. With me is my co-host Patrick. How you doing, buddy?
Is this how we're ending the franchise?
I think
hope
the
not.
door is still slightly left open there.
Yeah. The Ethan Hunt's much speculated demise did not happen.
Yeah. You knew
So that's
someone was going to bite it.
I thought it was just Ethan, but
Yeah.
turned out okay. I don't know how much spoilerific you want to get into it. It's something like who lives and actually dies, but I'll just say
I guess
Tom
that's a
Cruise
good
lives. Just
point
leave it at that.
because I mean, should we give people more of a chance to be able to see it, or should we just
I
say,
think
hey,
so.
from
Let's
here on
speak
out?
in generalities and just
Okay.
like that's our big one spoiler. Tom Cruise lives.
Yeah.
Ethan Hunt survives.
He
To live and live.
survives in a pretty normal fashion for a lot of his movies, I feel.
Yeah.
Um, Pretty reminiscent to Fallout.
So Tim and I saw Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. No part, whatever. That's it.
Yeah, they just got rid of the part thing and just changed it up. It's kind of awkward. Um,
Only when you talk about Dead Reckoning Part One.
yeah, that's what. But boy, do they want to bring up Reckoning quite a lot. In
At
this
least three
movie.
times,
At
someone
least
said
three
Reckoning.
times. Yep. There's a lot of just people in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that
Yeah,
it's just
that's
kind of
accurate.
like, wow, they really try to fill every small role with like a legitimate person or a legitimate name. Um,
Yeah, it's like, oh, that guy.
yeah, just this movie's just filled with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but in general, again, we're kind of suckers. I think, almost similar to Bond. Like it's kind of hard to dislike, even the quote unquote worst ones kind of deal. But this movie suffers from a lot of the same problems as the last one.
Well, yeah. They should never have split these movies up. They should have just done one movie
Yeah,
and pared it down. That's boy.
yeah.
Like I don't know if this is the Mission Impossible at the bottom of my list or not.
It's not the bottom for me, but I think it's gonna
It's
be a toss up between this one and part one. I think it's in
what?
that.
Part
It's in
one.
that.
Oh, Dead
Yeah,
Reckoning Part One.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's like the
No, no,
original
no, no,
movie
no,
is
not like the
flawless. What are
first
you talking
movie. Yeah,
about?
no. Yeah. I think it's a toss up between this one and obviously we haven't done full notes. We haven't rewatched or
Yeah,
whatever.
we
Let
literally
this.
just got out of the movie and we're coming to record it
Yeah, so I
quarter to
feel
two in the
like
morning.
I could adjust here eventually, but just off the hip, I feel like it's probably gonna fall in that range, and I could probably swap either way right now, um, ranking wise.
It- it's dull. It's dull. I mean, it's for a
It's too
Mission
much
Impossible
exposition
movie.
again.
Yeah, no, there's just a lot of talking in this movie.
Yeah,
And as far as like big stunt spectacular stuff, there's the stuff you saw in the trailer with the planes, which is very cool and a lot of fun.
yeah.
And that's it.
Um, I
You want to
kind
talk
of
about the stuff where he's in the sub?
Yeah, I kind of dug that a little bit.
I mean, it's fine, but as far as
Yeah.
Mission Impossible stunt spectacular, no.
No, yeah, not for stuff, but I mean it's pretty decent tension building, especially with like the noise of the sub and everything. So I think it had some pretty decent build up. And then when he's getting like smothered by the missiles or whatever, the rock, whatever, like I kind of like that.
Torpedoes, yeah.
But and but otherwise, yeah. The fights that he has before he goes on that trip, I thought was fairly decent.
Yeah, the knife fight was good.
Yeah. And then it didn't do a great job balancing out between all the different players in this movie. Um,
Well, there's Ethan Hunt by himself and like the
yeah,
crew doing their own thing. I mean, all of it is fine, but a lot of it
yeah,
is just talky.
yeah,
And there's no spycraft in this movie, really.
yeah.
Again,
Like the 2 seconds where they take their masks off, where their plan kind of
that's about
failed.
the
Yeah,
extent of the gadgets in this movie too.
I mean it's technically two different kind of heist things, I guess, but yeah, and you know what I think too with this one and the last one, um, that the other movies are so much better at is just definitely pace. Um, the action propelling things, um, and still having fun within those moments. Where I feel like these last two are very dramatic, serious almost all the time.
Taking itself way too seriously. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's just something missing
More in
with
this
it.
one than in the first one, because the first one, the chase through Rome is a lot of fun,
True. Yeah.
and not only is it fun to look at and it's exciting, but also it's funny. And there's like none of that in this movie.
Yeah. No, I think that's true. I think some of the stunt beat stuff though I liked a little bit better. Although, man, that the ending train thing is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Um, and I guess too,
and
this
then jump
one,
off the cliff,
yeah,
and
it had a weird nostalgia thing in the beginning that was just like not necessary either.
it didn't bother me, but
There's enough
especially since we,
nostalgia in the movie. I just didn't need like here we usually flash you the entire movie in front of you in the beginning of the movie, but now we're gonna flash the whole series in the like it was like, is this a clips show kind of season finale, series finale kind of thing? What's going on?
yeah. I
Yeah.
well, like, the villain is once again the entity,
Yeah, it's the same thing.
and Gabriel is back, but this time, well, I don't want to. He's also a villain in this movie, and the government is some of the government's on his side, some of it's anti against him again.
Yeah.
So it's like literally just the exact same. And we've actually lost one of the villains who's now become an ally in this movie
Yeah.
with Paris. So it's just like, huh, this isn't exciting.
Yeah, it's like a slightly different um things that happen, but it's the same basic premise. Um
Same players, so it's just like, huh,
Again,
okay.
and I think I saw it also has a lot of the same problems with the last one.
Yeah, because the entity is boring. The
Yeah.
gadgets are nothing in this movie. I
I
guess
guess the suit,
the suit that lets him go down past
yeah.
300 meters into
You get a mask reveal, I guess. Um, yeah,
that's
those
it.
little satellite pin things, I guess if you want to count anything. But yeah, that's about it. Um,
The crew is good. I mean, I enjoy seeing Paris as in the heroic role. Um,
yeah, I wish they played a little bit more with the like I did like the joke where, it's like I kill people. Like this is confusing to me. And there was a couple moments where they're like, we got to keep this full-on
well,
murderer under control.
having Briggs' partner, Degas, all of a sudden become part of the IMF too in this movie, switching sides. So it's like, what could you possibly have for him to do? There isn't
Yeah.
enough to go around. Why are you doing this? I don't understand the point of it.
Was the
It's
stuff
not
with
fair to him
Luther
or anyone
weird
else.
too?
It gave him something to do.
No, I know, but like it's like the last one is like I gotta go away to figure this out, but then like he's sick, and it's like, wait, what?
Well, yeah, I don't want to go too far into that, but
Care? Yeah,
yeah,
no,
no,
but
he
it's
definitely came
like
out of nowhere.
explain this. I don't know. It didn't matter. It didn't add
No,
or subtract. It was just like a random thing. Like I don't even think that was necessary. Like it didn't change or alter a single thing. Like it didn't add anything. It was weird.
well, it added a little bit of like dramatic, like you feel the finality to this whole thing, or you see, this guy who's been in the series from the very beginning is not doing well in the very beginning of this movie.
Yeah,
Um, but like there's just not enough to go around.
yeah,
So like Haley Atwell still gets stuff to do, although less, I
a
think,
lot.
than
Yeah,
in
I
the
think she's
last movie.
less.
Uh, Simon Pegg gets more to do in this movie, but still nothing compared to like Rogue Nation.
Yeah, and again, he's
Uh,
supposed to be where he's at his character's at his best is audience surrogate,
yeah,
reacting to stuff, and he's
where
not
he's
really
completely separated from Ethan Hunt in this movie. So it's
right. So he's his what brings great for him is not really there. Not that he's bad, just like it's just where the character shines the most.
yeah, people reacting to Ethan Hunt do amazing things,
Yeah,
and he's got like no audience. Ethan throughout most of this movie, so it's like, huh, okay.
yeah. And Briggs is less in this movie too. But
Fun
they
reveal
try to
for him.
shoehorn something in there that just like, okay. I guess we
Yeah,
are enlightened to the why does this seem somewhat personal for him in the first one. So
right. He's fine. Yeah, Shea Wingham. I just enjoyed seeing him in the movie.
yeah,
But yeah,
a lot less
man.
Kittredge.
Yeah, which is a negative.
Yeah,
But we got some fun, like, new players in this movie too. So I enjoyed Holt McClaney being like guy in suit. I guess Secretary of Defense. I think he's supposed to be.
yeah,
So that's he's got. I like Holt McClaney, so great for him. Nick
yeah,
Offerman gets a bunch to do, so that's fun.
yeah,
Hannah Waddingham
yeah.
doing an American accent. That
It
was
wasn't terrible.
not bad at all.
Wasn't I was worried. I think we both were like, oh no, at first.
Well, she has a delightful natural accent, so it's like,
Yeah,
why would you not let her do that?
yeah. But it
But
was
the character she's playing, like, okay, she's playing the captain of an aircraft carrier. I can understand why we're not letting her do that, but still,
yeah,
it's like like, oh well, but she's good.
yeah,
Tremel Tillman, uh, Mr. Milkshake,
yeah.
is fantastic as a submarine captain in this movie. Captain Bledsoe. He's actually probably the addition I enjoyed the most.
Yeah,
Um,
and what's her name that's like
Katie
popped up?
O'Brien.
Is that who I'm thinking of? The person that she was in like a couple Star Wars episodes not
Yeah,
too
she's
long
Andor
ago.
and Love Lies, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Katie
and
O'Brien.
so I
Yeah.
thought she did a lot with a small part too.
Yeah,
I like her.
I do too. So I think that's all fun. Uh, boy, yeah.
Yeah,
Who is the ginger? Did I know him? Okay.
he looked familiar, but I don't think I knew him from anything.
He was on Peaky Blinders and The Witcher.
I did watch The Witcher.
Yeah,
I was not a Peaky Blinders person.
that's
Probably
fine. I
never got to it, but people swear by it.
think it's a bit overrated. But yeah. So like the cast, not getting much to do, but still I enjoy them all.
Yeah,
So like that's good. And then the stunts, I'm just like, you liked the submarine stuff. I didn't. I liked the knife fight. You were right about that.
yeah,
Um, and the final stuff in the plane, the biplane stuff is all really, really great.
yeah,
But everyone else is pretty much put on the sidelines. We don't get a big fun chase scene. There's like nothing going on in the middle of this movie.
yeah.
And
It drags there.
yeah, until you get to South Africa, there's like no big spectacular action scene.
Yeah,
And
besides, I guess again the sub and the fight right before the sub thing. But yeah, there's
I wouldn't
again,
call either of those things like, wow, this is
right.
huge.
It's tension building, but yeah, it's not like a action
It's
stunt event as
it's
sorts.
tension building, but it's like if the only tension is like, will Ethan come out of this alive? And it's in the middle of the movie,
Right.
tension isn't really gonna ramp up that much. It's like caught is one thing. Caught is means like still could survive, so that could be scary. That could be like actually feel tension in that.
Right.
It's like, wait, when Ethan is breaking into Langley, I'm not worried about Ethan dying. I'm worried about can he pull this off without being caught.
Right.
That's why that scene is so great. Like in the sub scene, it's just like, can he survive? And I'm like, yeah, it's the middle of the movie. He can survive. So like,
Yeah. And they started off with him and Haley Atwell's character getting caught somewhat towards the beginning of the movie too.
give me just Haley Atwell. First when she pops up in this movie, she's wearing a man's tux. And I was like,
Yeah.
we're just never letting this woman wear a dress in these movies.
Oh, you know what? And they almost they started hinting at a romance between the two of them in this one.
I don't think so. I mean,
Yeah,
like she's definitely. I think she's looking at him like that, but I don't think he's looking at her like that. That's the impression I got.
I hope so. Because I was like, I don't know if I like it this way. I kind of preferred it almost seemed more sibling-ish, like in the last one. So I don't know. There was some weird vibes a couple
I
times.
There's this part in this too where like they have to pull Ethan out of the ice. All right, after
Yeah,
he gets into the sub, and they know this from the very beginning of the movie. He has to go down there, and they had to pull him out. and Haley Atwell's character is the one that has to do it. Thought it was odd she didn't pack a wetsuit.
Yeah.
Like, but you know, like this is the one time we'll acknowledge that Haley Atwell is a woman with curves. Like, we're gonna put her into a tank top in the ocean water of the Arctic to go with just a tank top and shorts to go and pull Ethan out. Like, seems like a bad plan.
Well, also a lot of
We remembered this decompression chamber that we needed, but we didn't think about packing a wetsuit. All right.
but we found plenty of examples or opportunities to have Ethan basically in nothing but very tight underwear. Um,
My man is just rocking some jockeys through for like at least 15 minutes of this movie.
yeah. I mean, God bless. I mean, dear Lord. Um,
Although, actually, it's jockeys and those weird little like toe shoes that he was wearing on the
oh yeah.
treadmill. I didn't
Yeah.
care for those. Those I don't like those things. They freak me out. Disturbing looking.
Fair enough.
Um, the more I think about it, I think I would call this the worst Mission Impossible movie.
Worse than two?
Yeah.
Nah, can't go that far.
Um, this movie's dull. A lot of dull. And like, two is bad, but it's never dull. So it's like,
Two gives me anger vibes while I'm watching it. That doesn't happen for this movie, so I can't do that. It would be an absolute no for me.
yeah, this
Um,
is the Moonraker versus Octopussy debate for me. It's like I don't like either of these movies, but at least Moonraker isn't boring, which
yeah,
Octopussy is for a lot.
I'd agree with you on that one. Although again, I don't know if I get straight up anger while watching one of them, and MI2 man just makes me upset every time.
Yeah. Oh, I should shout out SM Morales gets to do a little bit more fun. Like, he's a little happier in his role in this movie. Like, he's not like the always playing like the mysterious villain. He's more
Yeah.
like, I am screwing with Ethan and I'm having a good time. And like,
Especially in the plane sequence. So you just see him
yes,
smiling as he's messing with him on the plane kind of deal, which I kind of like.
it really. If there's any grace from these two movies, like Hollywood needs to give S.A. Morales a lot more to do because
And you
this
like
guy's
the way he
great.
went out.
I
Yeah, you audibly laughed.
I was the only one in the theater just like laughing out loud. I don't know.
Yeah,
It was funny.
fair enough. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, yeah, I can't say I would. I don't think it's as bad as two, but I mean, I think it is closer to that range though, right? It's definitely clearly closer to the bottom of stuff.
Yeah, I prefer Dead Reckoning more than uh part one more
I
than
have
this
to give
movie.
things another try, but I mean, we
I
have seven. We have Dead Reckoning as the second to worst. So I
yeah,
still think
I
I
think
would
this is my
put
new bottom.
I still will put it over two. But you might be right that I would still put seven, then eight, then two
Mm. I
at the
am
bottom.
I like Christopher McQuarrie quite a bit.
Yeah,
Um, it is time for him to take a rest. He's done
yeah.
his duty. Uh,
Well, they should probably give the franchise a
you
rest.
know, I love the Way of the Gun, even though he dismisses it. And like, nope, you're wrong. The movie's good. I've been a
Yeah,
Way of the Gun fan since 2000, baby.
true.
I like that first Jack Reacher movie, which he did. I think
Yeah,
it's a good time, even though I enjoy the show, at least the first season of the show, much more now.
right.
I think his first two Mission Impossibles are amazing, and I think he's just run out of juice on this stuff. Also, shout out, he wrote The Usual Suspects, Valkyrie. God, he
I
wrote
like
The
Valkyrie.
Tourist. That is not good. Edge
What's
of
not good?
Tomorrow, The Tourist, the Johnny
Oh,
Depp, Angelina Jolie movie.
yeah.
He was one of the 17 writers on Top Gun Maverick. Uh, Also one of the 17 writers on The Mummy.
Oof.
Now, I don't blame him for The Mummy or Top Gun Maverick. That's
Right.
not it. He was, like I said, one of 17 writers.
Yeah.
But McQuarrie's great. He needs a rest from this franchise.
I mean,
Time,
if they're
time
gonna
for
come
some new
back,
blood. They're
yeah.
gonna come back unless this movie
I mean,
truly
again,
does
they left the
bomb.
door open, right? So,
Right.
it had a very reminiscent ending of four almost. Um, where they all kind of nod kind of
Yeah,
deal, you know?
we all got together in Trafalgar Square to like recognize that we're all alive, give a quick head nod, and walk away. I was like,
Yeah.
well, that's special.
Yeah. It's also though like I mean, he said in I
I was like,
think speeches or whatever during the release stuff going on this past week, like I'm not quitting acting. Like I'm gonna keep doing all these genres. Like it's there's nothing like I'm just gonna keep doing comedies and actions and it's like
Tom
man,
Cruise. I no issues with this man's abilities.
yeah,
I would have no issues with him continuing the Mission Impossible franchise if he wants to. I just think he needs a new writer or director. And it's time. It's
yeah.
gotta try some new things. Uh, McHugh, you've done two of the best Mission Impossible movies. Ghost wrote my second favorite one in Ghost Protocol. It's time to move on to new things. I know you got more in you.
I'm sure he could still stay as a producer or something and yeah, have
Take the J.J.
some.
Abrams route.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think J.J. Abrams got angry that somebody explained the rabbit's foot?
That was a weird one, huh? Like,
How dare you?
how is like
I could just picture being so pissed off. Like, it's my mystery box. No one allows it open it
it
besides me.
clearly says biohazard, but it's not at all. But why is that label on it to confuse the scientists working on it? I like none of that makes sense.
Well, it
But it's
was
just
very
like
dangerous to the world if it got let out, wasn't it, Tim?
biohazard? I don't know. It was like I appreciate you trying to do something with this one, but that didn't quite fit. Um, I don't know which one was more like, really? Okay. That one or the Briggs thing. It's like both are kind of like, eh. And they, yeah, Briggs and our guy there, they show up at the end and they disappear. Um, they like get into one of those like trucks and then they vanish until they come back at like the very end just to be like, oh, Ethan, you're still alive, kind of deal. Um, but it was like a weird vanishing. I would have thought they would have been there or something. I don't know.
Hmm.
Weird.
It's, Palm Clemente was talking about how she got to do all her own stunts in this movie. I'm like, didn't there wasn't a lot
There wasn't a lot. Yeah.
there though. So I'm like,
I think you got to do a lot more in the last one for sure.
yeah, like a lot
Yeah.
more. So like, oh,
I heard her rap gift was like getting a bunch of
skydiving.
skydiving, right? That got her license or whatever.
Yeah, and he went with her on the first like 9 jumps. Tom did.
I think it was the last ones that was gonna get her license or
Oh, is it?
something.
Okay.
Yeah, and he brought like all friends to do it too or something.
That man loves skydiving.
There's all these crazy stories of him just showing up at a plane or a helicopter and it's his own one and stuff like that.
Oh, he's got his own collection of planes.
Yeah,
He's got
it's crazy.
like a bunch of World War II planes and stuff too.
Yeah, because like
Um,
Simon Pegg was even like talking about how like he had to mow a spot in his yard for Tom to land his helicopter in his backyard so he could show him some footage.
that's really funny. Um, what a
So
phone
good.
call.
Yeah.
Honey, I gotta go outside. Tom needs me to mow the lawn so we can land the helicopter. Okay. Uh, yeah, I'm bummed. But you know, I want to say the everything in those planes, the biplane stuff, is really a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's
And I
pretty good.
appreciate that Tom looks about as cool as any human being can look while all that air is rushing at you and your face is like moving in ways that just do not look
I
natural.
think it's a bigger, longer stunt that you can appreciate it more than the jump in seven.
Yep.
That's so I'd give it credit there. You know what I mean? Like the jump and all that kind of stuff is pretty quick,
Hmm.
stunt wise, in seven. This one was more of a prolonged, like,
No, he's
oh
doing
my
some
God.
barnstorming gypsy moth things that I love in all that. It's
Yeah.
really cool. Uh, but it's just it comes at the end of the movie. So it's like what couldn't come up with anything all the ways before this? Like
I know.
not exciting. And like, God bless and people keep on trying to make exciting underwater scenes and we've been failing since Thunderball. It's just
Yep.
it almost never works out. They're like, "Wow, that was cool to watch." It's like,
Let's crank that camera or something.
they did that in Thunderball, remember?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Bum,
I
bum,
know.
bum, 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 bum,
Ba-da-da.
bum.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
The Final Reckoning. Yeah. So I guess I mean that's it, right? So I guess we both have one as the best.
Yep.
Four would be next.
Yep.
We have a swap where I have six and then five. You have five and then six, and then we both have three.
Mm-hmm.
And then you, I think you might be right. We both have seven, and then you have two and then eight, and I have eight and then two.
Yeah.
So pretty similar though.
Yeah. Yeah. We're close. But I've always said like the worst thing you can be or a movie is boring, and I
Yeah.
think unfortunately, on comparing this to other Mission Impossibles, it is boring for a lot
Yeah.
of it.
There's not enough action to progress things. There's just way too much exposition of stuff that's like a retread of things we kind of already know or get the
Yeah,
gist of.
callbacks to previous movies, which I enjoy, but it's like like it's fine in spurts, not for like
Right.
we're like living in this for a while. I'm like,
Yeah.
ugh. And this brings me no pleasure to speak ill of a Mission Impossible movie. I don't like speaking ill of Mission Impossible. I love this franchise. I think Tom Cruise is a fantastic entertainer. And I
Yeah.
don't like speaking ill of him.
Yep.
But this one just did not rock my world at all.
Yeah. I mean, I was still entertained by it. Um, but yeah, definitely not going to be like, oh, you got to go see it. Um,
No, and in fact,
yeah.
like it's something Dad asked me today. Is like, let me know how it is. Your mother wants to see it. I'm like, maybe you can wait.
Yeah. Mom was like, oh, when are we going to go see it? I was like, well, we got to go see it actually kind of quick because we got to turn around for our podcast. So, and she's like, oh, okay, I'll get dad.
2 hours and 49 minutes. This movie was.
Yeah, man, that's long.
It takes forever to get to the. Tim had to take two bathroom breaks.
Yeah. And I was able to time it because I was like, I think, all right, we got some more exposition coming, so I think it's a good time to go. And I didn't really miss anything because I was like, oh, so he just has to breathe underwater and go in that sub. That's something we knew what was going to have to happen from the last one, right? Like all of that setup that we had so much exposition to explain is like we kind of got the gist that that was something that had to happen in the last movie. Like
Like
it's
if
just,
they could have made like 1 3 hour movie that included that Rome chase, the train thing, and the plane stuff here, all into one, and even him going into the sub, that would have been a spectacular, amazing Mission Impossible movie, an epic Mission Impossible
yeah,
movie. But they decided to split this into two movies, and it's like there's not enough here. There's
yep,
absolutely not enough here in either movie because that was the biggest criticism in the last one. Was like it's not spaced out well. The action scenes, it's like
yeah.
there's too much dull.
There's too much fat and
Mm-hmm.
not paced well enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you feel like I feel like the best Mission Impossible movies are like you feel like you're going for a ride,
The first
right?
movie is an hour and 50 minutes, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, there are longer ones that I enjoy quite a bit. I love Fallout and Rogue Nation, both longer Mission Impossible movies. But like,
Much better paced.
yep. Well, they tell a complete story and have action beats every like 15 minutes. And this
Yeah.
one, nope.
Yep.
Last one, same deal.
Yep. Well, man, that wraps up season five, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So that's done.
Moving
Crazy.
on to horror next season.
Yes. So yeah, next week, next episode, we'll have our little intro episode of horror, and
Find out
we're
what year we're doing.
well, you'll find out the year in the next episode,
Yeah,
but we're it's gonna be in the 80s.
that's right.
Yeah, horror in the 80s is what it wills, and then you'll find out the year in the next episode, and should be a good time. We've already started filming and editing those and watching those movies, so it's been
Hmm.
fun. It's cool to get back into horror, take a little action break,
Yeah,
switch up the genre.
that's it. Tim, you got anything else?
No, man, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Let me pull up the outline here because I forgot to pull that up. All right, here we go.
I got no quote though. I have no idea.
That's fine. That is it for us. Please show your support for the podcast by leaving a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, or wherever you happen to listen to the show. Also, sharing is caring. Be sure to follow us on social media to get the latest show updates. You can contact us by emailing at filmbrochamp@gmail.com or find us by searching for the hashtag FilmBroChamp. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Film Bros Championship Podcast. Peace out, everyone.
Bye-bye. That's all I got. Sorry.
Okay. Bye-bye.
No more.